Good evening, everyone. It's Jeanette, and that must mean it's Talking Turkey time on JD Farms Live. How is everyone doing this evening? You know, we're one little sleep away from the long weekend till, hey, it might get nice again. Oh, it doesn't need to be nice. Get that barbecue on and get some turkey burgers on. But my recipe tonight is all about breakfast. You could eat these for dinner as well. But this is a breakfast recipe that you could make ahead of time, and I'll tell you at what point you could freeze it and then make it for breakfast the next day, popping it into your toaster oven or into your microwave, and out the door you go. So tonight, our cast of characters is the turkey chorizo sausage meat. I love buying it like this. You can get it already in the sausages, and if that's how you buy them, you can open up the sausage meat and just take the meat out of the casing. But I love this because this has got lots of great flavors in it and spices. I can sometimes add this to a meatloaf or into a crumble for a taco, put it in your meat for chili. So there's a lot of different uses. And this package is like $10 and it's a pound. And I'm only going to use about a third of it tonight for my recipe. So the recipe tonight includes, have you ever bought one of those yellow boxes that are to make like a taco bowl? Well, I'm all about deconstructing it and using my own spices, but I happened to get one on sale and I've had it in my pantry for a while, and I'm like, what can I use it? So, you know, the one that comes with these and these little boats. This one was for minis. So these are going to be perfect for building my little breakfast boats or bowls. Earlier I said bowls, but maybe this is a breakfast boat. We're going to use those. The turkey chorizo meat, my cast of characters or ingredients tonight. Got a little sun-dried tomato that I'm not going to use the tomato. I love using the oil, so I never want to waste any flavor. So we're going to saute up the chorizo and vegetables in the sun-dried tomato oil. Got a little onion, some orange bell pepper, a little piece of jalapeno. And I normally use tomato in this, and all I had in my pantry, because you know me, I'm about using what I have in my pantry, is I had these yellow plum Italian tomatoes. So I'm going to use some of those in it. Went to the store today, my cilantro that comes in a tube, I restocked myself. From Epicure, smoky tomato flavoring is going to go in. And I've got my eggs, and I'll show you at what point I'm going to be using my eggs. So I've got my electric skillet turned on and a tablespoon. So beautiful oil in here. Oh, big flavor. So I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of this oil, and it's a good olive oil. So it's a very heart healthy oil that they put in there. Now open up. And I don't know about you, a little chef trick, always have a separate, I call this style is my kitchen shears, and that's all I use it for, and then it goes into the dishwasher. So I love these. These are great. I also use them for cutting up chickens and turkeys, and they're just amazing scissors. So I'm going to take about a third of that meat into my pan. You're going to hear a sizzle in a second. Okay, that's enough. Hey, in the comments for my recipe tomorrow night, knowing that I have some thawed chorizo, if somebody's got a recipe out there they want me to make, put it into the comments. I'll research the recipe, and that's what I'll do tomorrow night at 6. Okay, while that is sauteing up, I want to cook this meat thoroughly through. I'm turn my heat up just a smidge. Let's get the vegetables prepped. Got a quarter of a white onion. You could use yellow onion or red onion. I want to cut this up quite thin. So let me tilt the camera down so I can show you. I'm going to do it. Holding your knife flat and holding the onion really firm to the board. I'm coming across ways. Then I'm going to go down, and I didn't go all the way through to the core end. So the core is going to help me stabilize. Slicing down twice. Starts to fall apart. Watching my knuckles and coming down onto my onion. The reason why I want the finest dice I can get is this is going to sit in those little boats. And they need to be pretty small. Okay. I can put these in with my meat. So I want to cook out that raw onion flavor. My yellow bell pepper, or sorry, my orange bell pepper. You could use any color pepper that you want. I find yellow or orange or red is the best. Green can be a little bitter for this recipe. And these tend to be a little bit sweeter because we kind of have that little bit of heat from the chorizo and the jalapeno. So slicing these down very fine. I'm going to say, maybe a centimeter, half a centimeter. Turning them and giving them a nice dice. So we're probably about a half a centimeter cube. Again, watch your fingers, picking that up, and in the pan it goes. Oh, the smell of that sun-dried tomato mixing with the chorizo sausage. Let's just bring you over to the pan cam for a quick second. So in my pan, you can see it's starting to get a little bit of color. And mixing in. So just think you're going to have some vegetables for your breakfast. This is the point I want to add my spices in there. So this smoky tomato, if you had a smoked paprika, you could use this. About a teaspoon. Because you know what? I'm not a big fan. You know what? I bought the little kit for the little boats. I'm not a big fan of what comes with it. So I don't know what I'm going to use with these. I like to know what my ingredients are. And I don't eat preservatives. So that's good there. So let's come back over here. If anybody's got any questions about the JD Farms products, I'd love to answer. Oh, and because of phase 2 now, our inside of our bistro is now open. We have 50% capacity. We are following the safety regulations. We've got our outdoor seating as well that has heaters. So place your order online. And we've I took a look at our ordering system. We've got dry goods on there, like Terrell's Table and the Mondo seasoning and the noodles. We've got everything there that you can do your shopping. Okay, so let's come back over to the pan cam. And I want to break this meat up quite well. Okay. Because I want the smallest pieces because it's going to go in the little boats. Oh, a good tablespoon of cilantro. I love that cilantro flavor. You can kind of see this is a bit of a Mexican-Spanish flavor. A little browning here. Developing some nice flavor. Let's give it. It's my Himalayan pink sea salt. About a half a teaspoon of salt in there. Knowing our chorizo has got garlic and onion and spices in there, we don't need to add too many extra spices, but we want to bring it up to kind of the authentic flavors. So the pepper in there. Before I add the tomatoes, I want to get this as fine as possible and make sure those vegetables are cooked and the turkey is cooked through. And you might see this little brown bits here. No worries, because the tomato is going to deglaze that, and all those good flavors are going to go into these little breakfast boats or bowls or whatever we want to call them. Okay, so let's get the tomato in there. It's about a cup of that yellow tomato. I'm going to use that tomato to kind of pick up those little bits. Yeah, it's deglazing, because that's where good flavor gets built. Glazing. How's everybody doing tonight? If you want to chime in, throw me a thumbs up, give me a heart. Love to know where you're tuning in from. Who's our audience out there? I so enjoy doing these recipes for you. Because when we're at home and we're eating well and we're feeding our families, or even if you're single like me, a good meal, Oh, and these are me. I don't know about you guys, but lately there's so many Zoom meetings that in the morning, if I can get up, go to the freezer, pop one of these into the toaster oven. I don't know, in a microwave. Get my computer going, make my coffee, and I know I'm starting the day really well. I'm starting my day with a good meal. Okay, so while that's just going to simmer a bit, let's get our boats ready. So I've got my pan. I've got a little toaster oven pan with some parchment paper. I'm going to take my boats, my little boats, and place them. Oh, let's see. How am I going to jigsaw them in here? Probably get about 6 of them in here. Yeah, about 6 of them in here. A couple more. Oh yeah, I'm going to get 6. Perfect. So I've got them nestled in there. And just want to make sure I get all those little bits off the bottom. Okay. So now this is what we do. Let's go back over to the pan can. Oh, sorry about that sunshine in the button. No, I shouldn't apologize for sun. It's good. So I'm going to put a tablespoon of our meat mixture in the bottom of each one. My boats are full. I'm going to turn off my heat because I don't need my heat on anymore because it's cooked right through. You have to make sure you leave space. Okay, so I have extra because I have extra boats. Okay, let's come back over here. If you had cheese, you could definitely add cheese in here as well. But I'm not going to use cheese. At this point, you could freeze them. And what I would do is keep them in this pan, put a little stretch seal, and totally freeze them. If you were going to make them right away, you have 1 or 2 options. Number 1, you could take an egg and scramble an egg, cool it and put it in here, then freeze them, and then you're reheating them. But what I like to do is take the egg and you crack it into the boat like so, and then you bake them. That's how you put it in the toaster oven. And they will take about 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes in the toaster oven. Or you want to put a piece of plastic wrap on top, and you want to put them in the microwave like this with the fresh egg. You can't freeze that fresh egg. You can freeze scrambled egg on top of it, but not a fresh egg. You're probably going to be cooking, microwaving them for about a minute, maybe a minute 30, minute 30 seconds, depending on your microwave and how you like your egg. They're going to come out, they're going to be ready to pop into your mouth, and away you go. So I'm going to make this one. You know what, maybe I'll make 3 because I can reheat them once they're cooked tomorrow. Perfect. Structure them up. Get that last one. I'm going to take these other ones out because I don't want the egg in there. And those ones. Okay. And move these around a bit. Want to make sure they stay nice and level. Oops. There we go. And the meat. In there. There we go. So I'm going to pop these into my toaster oven. I've got my toaster oven now on at about 350 to cook these up, and they will be delicious for breakfast. Like I said, I'll cook these up, I'll cool them, keep them in my fridge, and then I can pop them back into my toaster oven for tomorrow. So there you go. I'm going to stand out of the sunshine that's behind me. Bring this up a little bit more. Jeanette Martin, brand ambassador for JD Farms. Tonight, using, I opened this up backwards, the chorizo sausage meat in a little breakfast boat or bowl. You tell me. I used the minis. So if you can imagine, if you got the ones that were a little bit bigger, you're going to be able to put some more of that meat in there. And of course, still crack the egg in there. But you could put spinach in with that mix. or Swiss chard. You could do a lot of other vegetables in there as well, maybe a little grated carrot, whatever you want in with that vegetable, and bake yourself up a breakfast boat. So, Jeanette saying goodbye from JD Farms, their Facebook Live from Talking Turkey. I wish you God bless. I wish you from the JD Farms family of Jack and Jason and Marilyn and Jennifer and all our hardworking staff and their families and kids, that you have a great evening. Be safe, be tucked in at home. Go over to our website and do a little order for pickup tomorrow. And because you know what, the weekend's coming up, and who knows, and I live in South Langley, and one moment it could be raining, and the next moment, like it is right now, it's very, very sunny, where they said it was supposed to be raining. And maybe make a barbecue, make a breakfast boat, and then make a barbecue for later on. So enjoy the night, everybody. Any questions, if you're watching this on the replay, please put them in the comments and I'll answer them. And if you know somebody who should know how to make this recipe, that you want to know how to make this recipe, please forward on our video. Thank you so much, and enjoy the night, and I'll see you tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. So like I said, if you've got a recipe you would like me to make with this chorizo that I already have thought, challenge me. Enjoy the night, everyone. Bye-bye.